Chiefs Kingdom, we needed this one. After a really rough patch, the Chiefs pulled off a gritty overtime victory, 23-20 over the Colts. It wasn't pretty for most of the game. The offense was stalled, the pressure kept mounting, and for 3 quarters, we looked really, really vulnerable. But the defense kept us alive. Mahomes came to light, and we found momentum again. So let's break it down. But first, today's episode spotlight is brought to you by Kia Tomlin, my go-to for day-to-day and game day fits that are comfy and cute. So whether I'm running errands or going to and from a watch party or a party, her pieces always look put together without any effort. If you want to rep your team but still feel stylish and look stylish, check out kiatomlin.com. You'll love her stuff. She has stuff for all 32 teams. So your favorite team is represented with Kia Tomlin. All right, y'all, back to the key moments and what happened in this 23-20 victory over the Colts. That final score, y'all, it was tight, wasn't it? Now, Kansas City rallied after trailing by 11 points in the fourth quarter. We outgained the Colts 494 yards to their 255 yards and had 33 first downs to their 10. It was a grueling game. The Colts were held to their season low in yardage, 255 yards, passing yards of 181, and first downs of just 10, y'all. The Chiefs forced 4 consecutive 3-and-outs to close the game in the fourth quarter and in overtime. Thank you, defense, for keeping us in it and keeping us alive. What we did really well in this game, y'all, was a huge defensive performance. We held the Colts, a potent offense, to no touchdowns in their last red zone opportunities. That really stiffened the game. Offense stepped up when it counted. Patrick Mahomes threw for a season high of 352 yards. The key contributors in this game, Rashee Rice caught 8 passes for 141 yards, helping convert on critical drives. And y'all, huge props to Kareem Hunt, who ran for 104 yards and a score, adding a whole lot of balance to this game. Finally, special team side, Harrison Butker nailed 5 field goals, including the overtime winner from 27 yards. So those were all the things that we did really well, thankfully. Now, where we still found struggle. Okay. Why did the offense wait until the fourth quarter to do what we saw them do in the fourth quarter? That was pretty frustrating. It made this game entirely stressful to watch from beginning to the fourth quarter. The first 3 quarters, we looked so off rhythm. Many drives were stalled, penalties started to pile up, and the ball control was really weak. The time of possession and the third down conversions were really poor early on. The Colts made it a lot easier to defend. Now, turnovers and near turnovers, although the stat sheet may not show many, some plays like a fumbled handoff near the goal line really changed the momentum. And the coaching and execution moments of those early field goal drives instead of touchdowns, the missed opportunities when we had momentum, those were struggles for us in this game. The defense before the fourth quarter allowed the Colts to sustain drives and build an 11-point lead. It was so uncomfortable, y'all. Now, key player contributions. This was pretty big in this game. Patrick Mahomes had a season high 352 passing yards and a strong late drive execution. Rashee Rice was really strong in this game. 8 catches, 141 yards, huge in the comeback. Kareem Hunt, 104 rush yards, 1 touchdown, really kept this game balanced. And I'm so glad to see that because, as mentioned before, we've had issues with committing to the run game. And this was a game that when we finally did, it showed why it works. Now, defensively, the front 7 and the secondary stepped up late for us, especially forcing those 3-and-outs when it really, really mattered. Could we have used a few more of them? Yes, absolutely. But they stepped in and stepped up right when it mattered and kept us in the game, kept us alive, and so glad that they did. On special teams, Harrison Butker, he was perfect and clutch. So grateful for that and kept us in it. Now, the turning points and when we finally came alive in this game, y'all, the defense. Okay, 4 straight 3-and-outs in fourth quarter and in overtime shifted the momentum for us. Mahomes finally found his rhythm, it seemed like. Sustained drives, big play hits to Rice and others, and the offense looked like the vintage Kansas City Mahomes era with the pressure was on. Now, the mental shift in this, knowing that elimination or deep playoff damage was possible, forced a do or die mindset and we executed. So I'm glad that we executed in this do or die situation, but oh, it was so stressful. Now, what this all means in the playoff hunt, y'all, that with this win, we improved to 6-5, although we dropped to from 9-10 in the playoff hunt. Okay. So we keep our postseason hopes alive as of now. It's our first win in a one score game this season after losing the previous five such contests. That is wild, especially compared to the 2024 season where we won one score games again and again and again. All right, so this shows a bit of maturity in this season, but we need to see a lot more of it. This win repositions us in the AFC wildcard race and gives us momentum moving forward, but the margin for error, as stated from week to week, is still really small. Now the Chiefs have to build on this. We have to win at home, we have to win divisional games, we have to stay healthy. I don't want to look too far out because I know it's week to week and we've got a short week here ahead of us, but we have to continue building off of this. So Chiefs Kingdom, although this wasn't a perfect game, I know it was far from it, but we showed a lot of character in this one. We showed grit and we got the job done when it mattered. We proved that we could still win a one score game. So the pieces are definitely there. Our offense can explode, our defense can tighten when required, and our special teams can deliver. Now it's time to keep this momentum, clean up our energy, all right, and clean up and lean into this hunt as we move forward because this team still belongs in the conversation. So I want to know what y'all thought of this week's game and the victory over the Colts. So drop your thoughts below. What was your moment where you felt as though this game turned around for us? Who earned the game ball in your eyes? Mine goes to Kareem Hunt and Patrick Mahomes. I feel like they should split that. But yeah, those two players for me did a heck of a job keeping us alive and keeping us in the game. And they have got to be so tired, y'all. The short week ahead, we'll talk about that on the game preview coming up later this week. But they have got to be tired. So I hope that they're getting the rest that they need and back into it so that we can do what we need to do in this next week here against the Cowboys. So if you're with Red and Gold, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, hit that bell. We're just getting warmed up, y'all. We're finding the pieces. It's falling into place. So stay with us as we continue to share these recaps, previews, week after week throughout the entire season. And as always, go Chiefs.